Okay, good morning. It is April 24th, 2020. It is Friday afternoon. And I got a little bit of a car update. We are still right in the middle of the coronavirus crud pandemic. I have been laid off my job now for 5 weeks. And I'm about to go crazy, sitting at home with nothing to do, no place to go. But I am doing very good financially. I've gotten 3 unemployment surplus checks of $600 each, besides my regular unemployment. And I'm still waiting for my the federal $1,200 stimulus check. So I'm doing really good financially, and that's great. I'm not spending any money because I'm not going anywhere, but I feel like I'm about to go out of my mind. So anyway, I think things are getting a little bit better as far as the virus thing goes. Our governor just approved, that's not the right word, but made it possible so that those of us that need to have like non-emergency surgeries can do that and stuff like that. So they're kind of lifting the restrictions, and you hear things about other states around the country that are actually lifting some of the restrictions. I know in this state of Oregon, there has not been any confirmed cases for something like 10 days or something, so it seems to be getting better. And the fact that I'm getting all this money and I'm not spending money, it makes me want to get the car project going. So I actually called the clutch shop where I had the clutch on my truck done 2 years ago. Just a few minutes ago, I called and talked to him, and he can do the job, do the entire clutch job, which is it means all the other little parts like resurfacing the plate and all that stuff, or the flywheel, I guess. So anyway, looks like he quoted me a price of about $650, so that's not too bad. I can definitely afford that. So I'm going to take and drop the car off on Monday, and at 8 o'clock in the morning, so maybe by this time next week, next Friday, I'll have my wonderful little 94 Nissan back with a brand new clutch in it. And then after that, all we got to do is get a new set of tires on it, and that car will be ready to roll down the road for I don't know how many years. I'm looking forward to getting it back, and the first thing I'm going to do is fill the gas tank up and just go somewhere. Just go somewhere, anywhere. Just get out and about. It's going to be really nice to be driving that thing again. So I'll be back with another update on this 94 Nissan Sentra car project very, very soon. Okay, heading down to the clutch shop. And it's going to be about 1.5 miles from my house, maybe a little bit longer, not too far away. So I'm going to drop the car off. It's just a little after 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm going to walk back to my house, and hopefully I can have it back here in a couple of days or so, and hopefully there won't be any problems, unexpected problems either. Alright, just dropped the car off. And it was raining earlier, but it's not raining right now. So he said could be ready as soon as tomorrow at about this time. He said it wouldn't be ready today, but probably tomorrow morning. So that would be good news. And all I gotta do is just wait for a call from him. That'd be cool if I could have my car back by tomorrow. Alright, got a little Nissan update. The mechanic just called me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon to give me a little update on the progress. he's got the transmission out. He doesn't have to pull the motor. He can just take the transmission out. So I was wrong when I thought that the motor had to be pulled. So anyway, he's found a number of other things wrong with the car, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. He found that the exhaust system has to be replaced, and I'm not surprised about that because it's never been replaced. It was all the original when I got the car, and nothing's been replaced, not even a muffler. So that's going to be pretty expensive. And he also wants to replace the transaxles and the boots and some things to do with that. And that's going to be pretty expensive. So I told him to hold off on that. And then he said he needed to replace some seals on the transmission and the oil pan seal on the motor because it's leaking. And then he wants to change the oil in it. So I told him just to do those, but not to do the exhaust or the transaxles, and I'd do that another time. Okay, good morning. And my hat is putting a big shadow on my face. Okay, so today is Tuesday. It's the 28th of April, and it's about 8:30 in the morning, and 9 o'clock in the morning. And got a quick car update. I was supposed to, the car was supposed to be done this morning at some point, and I was supposed to pick it up. But this morning I discovered, while checking out my unemployment stuff online, that I've got yet another $600 check is going to be deposited today in my checking account. This is 4 $600 checks. These are another stimulus that I didn't know anything about. The only stimulus I knew about was the $1,200 federal Trump stimulus, which I have never received yet. And so I've gotten 4 $600 unexpected checks, and I mean, it's totally a blessing. I'm so thrilled. Didn't expect that at all. So I went ahead and called the clutch shop this morning, and I said, go ahead with all that other stuff. Yesterday when he called me, I said, I can't do that because I don't have the money. Well, now I have the money. So not only am I getting a new clutch and all that comes along with a new clutch, I'm getting a oil change and filter because he's going to fix the oil leak that the car has. And it has a pretty bad one. It has a pretty bad oil leak. And he's also going to do the front axle shafts and the boots and all that. And he's going to do the exhaust. So I'm going to get all that stuff done. And was there something else? No, I think that was it. Anyway, he quoted me a price of about $1,400 for all that stuff. That's way more than I wanted to be spending, of course, but I've got these stimulus checks that they just keep sending my way, so why not? Let's get all this stuff done, and then after we get the thing back and everything's good, it's going to be time for a set of tires. Okay, good morning. It is Wednesday. It is the 29th of April. We're almost to the end of April already. And I went to bed pretty early last night. And because I'm still on the graveyard shift type schedule, can't seem to get away from that. So the clutch shop called me probably maybe an hour after I went to sleep. And I didn't hear the phone ring or nothing. And he left a message that the car's done, all ready to go. So apparently there was no more problems or anything. And I forget exactly the price he quoted me. It was $1,400 and something, I believe. So they don't open up till 8 o'clock. So I got a couple of more hours to wait. And then we'll head down there, pick it up and get it home and have a look at it. And it's going to be nice to have my Nissan back. It's not nice to spend all this money, but gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, I got my nice little 94 Nissan Sentra back. Went down and picked it up and paid the bill and drove it home. And I'll tell you what, did it ever drive nice. That clutch feels so good. So they showed me the old clutch and the old axle parts and stuff, and they were really worn out. The clutch was all the way down to the rivets in there, and it was a mess. There was just nothing left of it, hardly at all. And it was slipping, although I couldn't really tell that when I drove it. But they said they could tell that it had been slipping for some time. So the whole cost ended up being, let's see here, let's flip our paper over. We got 2 pages. Here's all the stuff that they did. And I do have to bring it back in 1,000 miles, and there's not going to be any charge for that. They're going to, in 1,000 miles, he wants to adjust it because it is not a hydraulic clutch. It is a cable clutch, and I didn't know that. So they need to get in there and adjust it after 1,000 miles. It's going to take me a couple months to do that. But the second page here, yeah, they did a lot of stuff. It was $1,420 total. It was very, very hard to spend that money, believe me, especially with the times that we're living in. But I've got a new muffler, exhaust system. I've got the new axles in the front. They service the transmission. They changed the oil and filter, and they even changed the coolant in it as well. And just did a lot of stuff, and it drives very, very beautifully. I'm so glad to have my wonderful little 94 Nissan Sentra back. So tomorrow I am going to go buy a set of tires, pardon me. Possibly wheels, I don't know. We'll get there and discuss that. I wouldn't mind having a new set of wheels for it, even though I don't need them. But I do need tires, and I also need to get the spare tire checked out, because the spare tire is 26 years old, and it's the original spare tire. As far as I know, I've only used it one time, and I don't even remember when or why. It's obviously a flat. But the spare will lose air pressure after a while. Right now it is aired up, and it has been for about 10 days, 2 weeks or so. But I'm going to see if Les Schwab wants to change that out, if it should be changed out. Alright, new all-season tires. They're very similar to what came off of it. Sure felt good driving it home. Can't wait to get it out on the road tomorrow. I completely forgot to ask him about the spare tire. Completely slipped my mind. Have to do that another time.